to tonight's webinar, Living Out the Christian Work Ethic. And this is part of our Studying Important Doctrine series, part 10 of 12. And the purpose of tonight's webinar is to introduce you to an important topic to study for yourself, for your own personal growth, learn how to use Logos Bible software to study the topic, provide a framework so that you can study more in depth, and answer along the way personal questions to learn more. We're going to help you know your Bible better, help you grow as a Christian, and hopefully all of us will be able to bring glory to God as a result of studying His Word. Now, tonight's training topics are quite extensive. As you can see here, we've got 12 topics to cover tonight. We're going to look at key resources, utilize the home page, how to list and organize the subtopics, how to define work, finding the key words, determining the type of work in the Bible, determining the work relationship and role in the Bible, the purpose of work and labor, articles on Christian work ethic, illustrations employing work, excellent examples of a worker, negative examples regarding work, and some theological insights. So the Bible has a lot to say on this topic, and I'm going to show you how to use Logos to get as much as you possibly can. Now, we're in the first Monday of the month, and that places us right here in September 3rd. And you can see the rest of the webinars coming up in the next couple weeks here. Don't forget, we have free live training 3 times a month. And then 1 month from now, that'll be the first Monday of next month, October, we'll be doing a webinar, Developing a Theology of Missions. And then on the third Monday of every month, which will be 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be dealing with our part 2, Christ in the Old Testament. And we'll be studying specifically Christ in types and in the feast. You don't want to miss that one. That's a very exciting topic. And then the last Monday of the month, or the fourth Monday that is continuing in our very popular Mastering Your Library series. And we're going to be focusing specifically on books regarding sermons, illustrations, and applications. Don't forget, you can sign up for any of these events at LearnLogos.com/event. Oh, yeah, don't want to forget about this. Tomorrow we have a bonus session. It should be a pretty quick webinar, probably about 1 hour tops, and it's tomorrow night. And we're going to overview all the new Logos 4.6 update features. We're going to show you how to learn them and apply these new features for the purpose of Bible study. So come back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock and you can get that free webinar. And again, just sign up for that at LearnLogos.com/event, or just arrive about 10-15 minutes before and you can enter your information then. So very excited to bring that to you right on the heels of Logos's 4.6 update. Don't forget, you can bring this webinar home for only $4.99. That's right, 50% off. At the end of the year, we're going to be raising prices to $9.99 to cover some of the additional costs of our growth. So we're very excited that we're growing, and we're going to have a kind of a limited special so that the first week the webinar will be at $4.99, and after that it'll go up to $9.99. So for those of you who are always jumping in and buying it right away, this really won't impact you whatsoever. And I want to try to keep those prices good for you. Just got a limit there. Also, take advantage of our in-depth training CDs. Over 17 hours of training on those discs, over 305 videos. It is the most comprehensive training for Logos 4. The orange and green disc will overview every single feature in Logos 4. The blue discs will, the first one of the two, will give you 11 Bible study lectures and over 130 book overviews to get to know the books in your library, as well as help guide your purchases to grow your library. The second blue disc will show you how to apply all that you've learned for the purpose of studying a passage, specifically the Great Commission, Matthew 28:16-20. Probably in the next 30 days, we'll have these new updates finalized, and those will be emailed out to you because when you purchase Logos training, the CD training, DVD training, we keep that training up to date for you for free. So those updates will come to you free of charge. So take advantage of that opportunity. Don't forget, our mini seminars are coming to you in 2013. If you want to be one of those cities that we stop at, please email me at miniseminars@learnlogos.com. And in the subject line, simply put your city and state. And that's really all you need to do to let us know that you'd like us to swing by. So thank you very much for your support in this exciting project of getting training out to you locally. All right, we got a couple questions here just already. Ronnie just wanted to let everyone know they likes the Twitter updates. Yes, please join us at twitter.com or at facebook.com/LearnLogos, and you can instantly get an update about 30 minutes before the webinar begins. And let's see, Carlos, just email me and we can handle that offline, so no problem there. All right, let's begin. As you know, one thing I've been kind of doing as a regular basis is doing these book overviews or these exposing you to some of the key resources. And as always, all our webinars that are brand new are now including the personal book, which is included with your purchase of the webinar. So everything that I have that I'm showing you tonight is already here. So here, for example, is all our key resources we'll be identifying tonight, and we give you the buy link as well as the own it link. So if you already own the resource, there's a link there to take you right to the book. So everything we'll be covering tonight, the searches, the collections, and the various rules that I use. Occasionally I put in some screenshots in there. All of that is going to be available to you in the personal book. So this will save you time and help you get more out of the training webinars. Now, for those of you who have used previous webinars with the personal book, just wanted to show you one little feature I think it's important, and that is if you right mouse click on any tab, in this case I'll be doing it with my personal book, if you right click on the tab, you'll get a menu, and in that menu the first choice is open in a floating window. I'm going to go ahead and click that. You can also press Control F11 and that will get you there as well. And with this floating window now, you can move this book any place you want. And so what I'm going to do is move this off to the side so that we can have more of our viewing space. And this is what I recommend if you've got two screens. It really is helpful. And this will allow you to keep your workspace clean and open while you're working with the links in the personal book. So great little feature if you have two monitors. Very helpful. And by the way, I do get that question a lot, which is, John, hey, do you recommend two monitors? Absolutely, with especially if you're preparing sermons and studying the Bible on a weekly basis. That second monitor, which will plug into your desktop or laptop, can be used to just put your Word document there or put some extra resources, and it'll allow you to go back and forth more easily than trying to minimize and switch between applications. So it's a great way to not only save time but also just make life easier for you. All right, so let's begin with our first resource tonight. And let me go ahead and open up the browser. We'll get that right here. And you're going to notice that I'm pulling this book from a place that maybe some of you haven't visited yet or aren't aware of, but this is Verso. Now, this is Logos's Bible software company. This is Logos, and they are a ebook distributor as well. And so this particular resource you won't find at the LearnLogos.com store, but you will find it at the Verso store. And the cool thing about Verso books, and you may not have realized this, but they integrate into Logos. So let me go ahead and open up Logos real quick here and go ahead and show you that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my resource, and there it is, the Faith and Work Resource for Christianity Today. So this is really neat because you really can have the best of both worlds now. You can have those books that you use to study the Bible with, but also on occasion there's those books that are available to you in the Verso, and those also integrate into the Logos Bible Software Program. Now, the reason I like the Faith and Work resource is for several reasons. Number one, the whole book is on this very topic, which is great. And before this webinar got started, Mike Word had asked me the question. He said, or he put it this way, he said, all of us who do not have any balance are here. Help us. And of course, my response was, you've asked the wrong guy because the kind of schedule I keep to manage all this is pretty insane too. But balance is important. And John says the sound quality got affected there for a minute. No, I shouldn't have crawled into a tin can. You might want to check your internet connection. Make sure you're on a wired connection. That can affect audio quality. If anyone else had a problem with just the sound for a moment, just let me know. Sometimes internet speeds in your location can be the same, and we'll go from there. Okay, so back to this resource, which is pretty handy. and that is Faith and Work. And you can see it. This is from the makers of Christianity Today. And what they've done is they've done several things. First, this is an 8-week study, and it's based on articles from the Christian magazine, which is Christianity Today magazine. And so they're really, really helpful. And one of those articles is this very issue, and that is balancing act, handling demands of work and home. And you can see that it starts off with some illustrations, goes into the story, and you can see here's the information to kind of help you through. I'm just going to scan through this really quick, and then there's the article as well, how to say no. So it's and then this is kind of the teaching portion. So it gives you some concepts, it gives you some scriptures for here, and then down below as you get there, it talks about learning to prioritize, how to set limits and stick to it, how to be proactive. They also give you some additional resources of bibliography, which is really helpful. And then, if you're going to be leading discussion or just for yourself, they've got the select one of these activities to launch your discussion time, which is really helpful. Option one, option two. They have a section called the issue. Then it's to reflect, talking about exploring. So you can see there's lots of information here, some great content for a Bible study. Going forward, getting some practical help, and want more to explore, some more recommended resources, and then some particular scriptures to focus on. And as you can see, this is a great collection specifically on this topic of faith and work. Irwin said you can create a collection specifically for Verso by using addition colon E. That's right. In fact, let me go ahead and show that to people. So I'm going to click on library, and if you right click on any of these titles, I'm going to go ahead and do that, you'll get access to some additional columns of information. One of those at the very bottom is called edition. All right, so I'm going to type in edition, and I'm going to put a colon. Now you can see here in my list, I've got a Logos edition. I also have ebook. And ebook is specifically for the Verso books. Now this is really important, especially if you're going to be searching your Logos library and you don't want to include those books, or if you just want to search those books alone, as Irwin has suggested. So this is a great way to do this, to organize your books. And you can see down below, I've got faith work here. And very helpful. All right. Thanks for that tip, Irwin. And absolutely right. Okay. Now let's go ahead and close this resource. And again, this is a Bible study, very helpful. Now, this next one is by Larry Burkett. And as you know, he's put out a lot of great resources. And this is the Larry Burkett collection. And let me get the correct price on there for everyone. There we go. All right. And let me go ahead and go to this resource. And this is one of the resources. Now, the reason I show you the collection is because I'm actually going to draw from all those books in the collection. And therefore, I recommend that link. You can't buy these separately. Now, this is really neat because when you think about the whole topic of work, the issue of career is very important. And in this tough economy, many of us are being forced to either take pay cuts. We're being forced to, we're looking at possibly a shutdown in our business. We're looking to have to change jobs. This is very difficult and very stressful. And sometimes you have to take an interim position that may not line up with your gifts and experience, but it's going to pay the bills. And so this is really a great, encouraging book to help you in that. And so to help you make career decisions, identifying your talents for work, preparing for work, finding a job, etc. So I want to put that one in there because I thought it was very helpful for our difficult days right now. The next resource is another book from Verso, and this is pretty neat. It's Proverbs for Business. And so let me go ahead and open up that resource. And I'll tell you why I like this one. This is really neat because, for one, the book of Proverbs is such a neglected book, and yet I mean, this book constantly has excellent information, everyday wisdom that we can use. I mean, there is not a day that goes by that there's not a proverb that wouldn't apply to that day. And so I'm encouraging my kids to read this and just remind myself to do this. Now, this is taking those proverbs that are related to working, but this don't think of this as just for managers. This is for anybody who has interpersonal relationships and responsibilities. And this could be really, really important. Donovan chimes in and says, could the resource help in counseling also? Absolutely. In fact, a lot of times counseling is a result of, just frankly undiscipline or ignorance, not knowing what is the best way to behave or act and so forth. And even in difficult situations, having wisdom to deal with these situations that sometimes crop up at work can be very helpful. So a resource like this is nice. Plus, because it has scripture in the book, you'll be able to search for those passages and therefore find the answers to your questions. So, yes, Donovan, great resource for counseling. Highly recommend it. And it's so affordable as well. In fact, let me go back there. For $4.50, you've got a great set of wisdom there for you. Now, the first topic was kind of work and career. Now we've moved into the topic of business. And another one that may surprise you was put out by Wayne Grudem. That's right, the author of the Systematic Theology book. And he's got Business for the Glory of God. The Bible's teaching on the moral goodness of business. And this is an extremely well done book and done in a neat way. Let me go ahead.